Graduates, families, faculty, and friends. I've been away from RISD for a year now, and unlike current students, I've had a lot of time to reflect. I've been thinking about my relationship with RISD and how we had our good days and our bad days. Although it was not a perfect relationship, we did have so many amazing memories together. I loved the nights in the Imperial building, working tirelessly as chick flicks screened in the background. The shifts I worked here at the nature lab with Neetop the snake attempting to slither underneath my shirt. Or gathering with my fellow Muslim students who did not want to join the Brown MSA, but still welcomed them with open arms. I will never forget the times that Matt spoiled us and made us the most delicious vegan nuggets I've ever had. And I'm not even vegan. I remember the times Tony Johnson made us chant, "I'm a thriver," as some of us celebrated being first-generation college students. The relationships that I grew with other RAs, residents, colleagues, classmates, faculty, and facility workers were some of the greatest relationships I have ever made. The highlights list can go on, but it's time to address the days that were not so good, that I and so many others were experiencing. We students were constantly overexerting our efforts and energy with very little time to self-reflect and breathe. We were all so tired. Too often, it felt like our professors did not care about our well-being and mental sanity. We were tired not only from working so hard in our studios, but from calling the administration out for dusting important social issues under the rug, like the Black Lives Matter movement and justice for Palestine. We were tired of experiencing discrimination in our classes. I myself had to battle against my professor who refused to see my work for what it's worth, and instead blatantly discriminated against my identity as a Muslim. These kinds of things were not uncommon in my experience at RISD. If the discrimination was not because of your religion, it was because of your race or gender. RISD has just hired 10 new faculty of color, yet the longest standing faculty who have inflicted their bias are still here at RISD. When and how will RISD take action about that? So much has happened over the past year thanks to the students who held the institution accountable and raised their voices when injustice was at hand. I'm not joking when I say we are the ones who ignited the change that needed to happen. There's one more thing I want to share. As an alum 1 year out, as I said, I've had the time to reflect on my experience at RISD, especially in relation to the world outside. I've been thinking a lot about this quote by Vincent van Gogh. He said, "Our earlier life might be compared to sailing on a river, but very soon the waves become higher, the wind more violent, we are at sea almost before we are aware of it." If RISD is our early life, and post-graduation is later life, it's possible our experience is actually the opposite of Van Gogh's. For a lot of us, RISD was no sail on the river, rather the waves were very high, and we were just trying to stay afloat. But now, like me, you are no longer students and are graduating into a different, much larger world. Out here, it's not a river, more like a lake or even an ocean. And yes, there are waves and there's wind, but somehow they are more accommodating and manageable. Out here, especially during the pandemic, I've learned that health always comes first, to always take the time to breathe and reflect. I remember that without the artists, there will be no art. I've also learned not to be afraid if you do not immediately get the job you wanted, or have a lineup of opportunities. I can tell you, the time will come. So do not lose hope. I also want to encourage you to stay creative. Find yourself again, without the added pressure of a time crunch. New things will emerge, and you are the captain of your next journey. So sail, even if you do not know your destination. Even if there are waves, these waves are yours, and you can finally just enjoy the ride. Congratulations again, you've made it.